The creation of SNGRDC was in many ways a response to the growing number of development projects surrounding Six Nations of the Grand River. The Crown and the right of Canada and the right of Ontario are required to consult and accommodate the First Nations through the duty to consult, although this has been delegated to proponents and municipalities. This duty to consult is with Six Nations Council. The duty to consult with Six Nations is handled by the Consultation and Accommodation Process Team. Project information is shared with the community using the online engagement tool, www.snfuture.ca. All developments happening within Six Nations Treaty territory defined by the 1701 Fort Albany Treaty and the 1784 Haldeman Treaty must go before the Consultation and Accommodations Process Team. Partnering with SNGRDC does not eliminate a developer's duty to consult within the Six Nations community. The Consultation and Accommodations Process Team is responsible for communications, including meetings with proponents and/or the Crown to discuss proposals, policies, and projects. Developing a working relationship with the proponents and/or the Crown. Educating proponents and the public on Six Nations land rights. Negotiating a term sheet of accommodation on specific proposed projects that will benefit the Six Nations community. Conducting engagement with the Six Nations community. Drafting definitive agreements for final approval, and providing ongoing monitoring of projects. The duty to consult and accommodate with Indigenous peoples arises when the Crown considers a developer's actions or decisions will affect an Aboriginal person or a nation's rights. This duty arises most often in the context of land development or use of natural resources. The duty flows from the Crown's fiduciary duty to Aboriginal peoples. The obligation, which provides consultation and a decision-making process that is comparable with the honor of the Crown, is embedded within Section 35 of the Constitution Act of 1982 and within numerous Aboriginal agreements and treaties. The general purpose of the duty to consult and accommodate is to advance the objective of the reconciliations of pre-existing Indigenous societies with the assertion of Crown sovereignty. It is difficult to separate the duty to consult and accommodate because consultation is meaningless if accommodation is not included. An example of an accommodation may include, but is not limited by, financial compensation, environmental enhancement, program funding, and employment opportunities. The Consultation and Accommodation Process Team entertains viable arrangements with proponents without prejudice to our Aboriginal and treaty rights, and without prejudice to Six Nations litigation against the Attorney General of Canada and Her Majesty the Queen in right of Ontario, bearing Superior Court File 406/95. For more information, visit www.sndevcorp.ca.